guys? It is Friday, October 7th, 2022, and I'm back for Free App Fridays. Every Monday and Friday, I bring you guys free music production applications to help you with your musical adventures and endeavors. All right, so as you guys can see, I am still remote on the road, but we will continue on with the theme for this month, October 2022, with bringing you free reverbs and free delays for this month. That's the theme for the month. And I'm also going to present some of the new other plugins that released this week, kind of like the weekend wrap up. So let's jump right into it. The free app for this Friday, October 7th, 2022 is as follows. So first up we have here, we're going to deal with some reverbs, and these are convolution reverbs. So just a brief, like a gross oversimplification of what convolution reverb is. It's pretty much where you can have an audio file that you record in a specific space, a room. Like I can clap in this room, record that signal, and through some kind of algorithmic programming or whatever, however it works, it can extract the reverb or the reverberation that is on that audio file. It'll separate the space in the room, sound recording, from the actual sound that was made, and it will emulate that reverb space. So basically you can record the reverb in a room and then use it in this reverb, essentially copying or simulating the reverb in a specific space. So hopefully that made sense. So these convolution reverb VSTs, they will accept any WAV file. Most of them use WAV files. So you'll have the WAV file of the recording, it'll analyze it, and it will extract the reverb and give you that reverb response, what they call IR or impulse response. So this is what this reverb does. So if you notice on the side here, you see a bunch of WAV files. Those would essentially be the beginnings of your preset or your room space that you would select. So online you can find hundreds, maybe thousands of IR response WAV files for different reverb spaces. So you would basically load one of these files in the plugin, and essentially it'll be emulating that reverb space. And then you have some settings here for this plugin. We have pre-delay, attack, envelope, length, stretch, and stereo. So, and then we have wet, dry, knob. So that's kind of how the image response, impulse response, or the convolution reverb works. So this is a free one, and here's another one called Convolution XT. I said convolution because the next one is M Convolution Easy. But Convolution XT, same thing, same concept. It is a convolution reverb, and it comes with a load of image response files already. You load them in, and then you have settings: start, attack, hold, release, which is more kind of like compression. So they have some compression properties that you can engage. Then we have, and that'll kind of just help the dynamics of how the file is being responded to. So that's why they have a time section. Then they have a frequency section, which is basically an EQ to EQ your reverb, which this one did not have an EQ. So this gives you a little bit more control over the tonality of your reverb and the response of it. And then image most likely is going to be stereo. And then down here we have some modulation, we have pre-delay, and we have a wet dry mix section. And last of the reverbs is M Convolution Easy from Melda Production. So like what I always talk about with Melda Production, their plugins, the main thing with their interface, this is always unique to their interface, is where they have a section where you can A/B some presets or some settings, and they give you 8 slots. So instead of just having A, B, you have A through H. So you can do 8 different sets of settings, 8 different presets, and then kind of audition to see which one suits your needs best. There's wet dry here, pre-delay, stereo widening, and then there is high pass, low pass filtering for some basic toning of the space. But once again, this one seems to use FLAC files. I don't know if it does support WAV, but there's some of them that supports WAV and MP3. Some just do FLAC files, some do both. But this one comes with its own set of IR files, image response audio files. They have them here in categories, and you could test them out and see which one works, do your final tweaks, and set it up. So that's it for the convolution reverbs for this video. Now we're coming to delays. We have Nasty DLA. This one is a pretty old plugin, but it's still very functional, very stable, still works. And it's from Variety of Sound. So the cool thing about this delay is that it mixes chorus and some tape emulation along with the delay. So there's some modulation going on. There's some coloring that you can add to your delay to make your delay even more interesting, layered, and textured. And it comes with all the typical delay controls that you would need, along with the extra modulation, chorusing, and tone coloring. Next up, we have Ciao Matrix. So this delay is very complex. I would say start off with just checking out some of the presets. There's a lot going on in this plugin. There's a lot of different modes, a lot of options. This one, you know, I would tread lightly because it's not your everyday delay. If you're just looking to set up basic delays, you can, but it is for the fantastical and the crazy vibes because of how you can feed. Each node represents your delay, a delay setting, and you can have nodes coming off of nodes, nodes feeding into other nodes. So one delay setting can be feeding and triggering a totally different delay setting, and so on and so forth. So you can create these very complex delay node trees, and you have, for each node, you have control over the delay timing, which is done in milliseconds, or it can be locked to tempo. You have control over the panning, the feedback, gain. You have low frequency and high frequency roll-offs, high pass, low pass, and you can even adjust the pitch of the delay, which is very interesting. There is diffusion and distortion. So there's a lot going on, and that's just for one node, and you have that setting for each node, as you can double click and feed nodes into other nodes and pan them around and just get really creative with it. They have a dice feature where you could just get random settings being generated, or you can go through the presets, and then there are also different delay modes, as I mentioned before. Interfaces are sizable. It's a pretty modern interface, pretty modern plugin, so VST3 and all that good stuff. So that's it for the delays and the reverbs for this week. Now these are the new plugins that released this week that's worth mentioning. So we have True Pan, pretty much I'm figuring it's a panner. We have Lost Vinyls, which is a vinyl style plugin. It'll give you that record crackling effect to lesser or greater degrees, depending on how you dial in the settings. I haven't checked this one out yet, but I'm gonna actually check it out right when I get off this video because I have some stuff to work on that I need that for. So hopefully it works out. And last but not least this week, what's worth mentioning that was released is 808XD, which is an 808 rompler. So pretty much gives you 808s. I love the fact that the size of whatever is extracted, I don't know if it's sample based or if it's just generating the sound via sound modulation, but the file size is not huge, and they give you 31 bass presets. They have all the necessary controls, and I'm glad to see that they're not limiting some of the important controls that you might want to have. So things like the glide setting, they have a filter cutoff with different filter modes and types. The distortion section is pretty in depth because they have different types of distortion, and there's a cabinet feature that you can turn on. Attack release, which is very important. I don't know why there's panning, but there is. So that's pretty much it, guys, for the video. Check the link in the description. It will take you to this blog page. And on this blog page, you will see, give me a second here. Okay, I did go live. Yeah, on this blog page, you will see the plugins that I just discussed. And you can click on the respective links for the plugins that you're interested in. So that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Check back on Monday for Free App Monday as I continue the month of free delays and reverbs. And also check check my video series on PC specs and how it relates to music production. It is a 6-part series that was updated in 2021. So if you're interested in understanding how the different components in your computer works with your DAW to help you produce music, definitely check that out. Each part talks about a different component in your computer. So it talks about the CPU, RAM, hard drive and storage, GPU, audio interface, and the MIDI interface. So that'll help you, give you some insight. If you're looking to upgrade or get a rig, you'll know what to look for, what's important for you to have enough power in your specs to do what you need to do based on your workflow and the longevity of your rig. All right, so that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. And as always, you'll see me in the next video.